Hey guys, I'm back in Nashville and I'm back with another hotel review. This time I'm reviewing the Grand Hyatt in downtown Nashville. I've been reviewing a few hotels for this channel, most of them from Hyatt, but I plan to cover a bunch of other brands in the future, so please check them out. I made a playlist, link in the description. And in particular, this is the second Hyatt that I visited in Nashville, the first one being the Thompson, so I'll probably compare the Thompson to the Grand Hyatt, which is also a Category 6, quite a lot in this video. And as you can see, there's a lot of Hyatt properties to choose from here. I got a booking with a parking pass, so I didn't have to pay the normal $60 valet parking rate. And of course, being in the Christmas season, the lobby is decked out with some festive decorations. Here's a shot of a bar right next to the lobby. There's going to be a better bar in the rooftop and we'll cover that later. I don't know if this is a holiday thing, but they also had a station with apple cider and cookies for free. We're going to get to the room in a bit. By the way, the total for my booking is $328. Which is probably a little less pricey than my Thompson stay, where I didn't book with a parking pass. And here we are, 2 queen beds here, and I got upgraded a little bit for a higher floor. Very modern interior design language, kinda like the Hotel Toranomon Hills in Tokyo, which is a Category 7 Hyatt hotel I visited a few months ago. So modern, but not as stylistic as a Thompson in my opinion. Cool lighting. Got the essentials here, like plenty of plugs. Some dings on the table, but nothing too distracting. Got everything you need here to make some coffee. As a Hyatt Discoverist, I got several bottles of water for my party and more in the room. A neat little entry-level perk. We have a fridge here. No minibar, but that's okay. No need to insult us with $6 cans of soda and candy bars. Here's the bathroom, nothing to complain about here. Very bright, good water pressure, plenty of space to move around. There is a cool clock display in the mirror though, nice touch. We have a wall-to-ceiling window here, and being on the 23rd floor, we get a good view of the Gulch and Nashville Yards. Now let's talk about amenities. First off, there's quite a few that I did not visit, so I'll just cover them very quickly. First, there's the Nashville Grange, their in-house restaurant. Typical fancy hotel restaurant fare here. There's a coffee shop, which I didn't even get to take a video of, but it's there on the ground level. And then there's a spa. Again, amenities that others can probably use, but for the one night here, just didn't get a chance to check it out in detail. Other amenities include several ballrooms, so one can host plenty of events here. And also there's a floor with conference rooms. Obviously you have to book all of these in advance. These aren't amenities that hotel guests can just freely use. There are a few that I did see in detail though. First off, the swimming pool. Now this is one major amenity that the Thompson did not have, so if it's summer and a pool was the deciding factor, well, the Grand Hyatt has it. It's a fairly decent sized pool, and it's heated. Around this time the temperature was 55 degrees, so I actually think being in the pool won't be too bad. But you know, very few in the northern hemisphere are packing swimsuits during the Christmas time. Also, this hotel is on Broadway Avenue, so less than half a mile down the road you have access to Nashville's many honky-tonk bars. This hotel is just across the Frist Art Museum. You got this cool looking old building right in front here. This is actually the Union Station Hotel, a Marriott property. A bit further back you have a modern JW Marriott in West End, obviously Marriott hotels as well. Really living up to the Nashvegas moniker with a bunch of hotels propping up. Not a part of this hotel exactly, but this Grand Hyatt is at Nashville Yards, and just outside you have a pretty cool hangout spot. There's a small ice skating rink. Not pictured here, there are also pickleball courts. Food stalls with typical American street food fare. Very awesome spot. Seems like a master plan development, much like the Gulch, which is where the Thompson Hotel is at. Speaking of, if you do want to hang out in the Gulch, well, we had dinner there. And from the Grand Hyatt, it was only around a 10 to 12 minute walk to get to the Gulch, and it felt very safe the entire way. Of course, I saw the stupid mural again, and the Thompson. Walking back from the Gulch, and now it's time to check out the Rooftop bar. Not very crowded, but then again, it's Sunday night. The whole bar is also Christmas decorated. So I'm just going to show you now the vibe of the place. There's also an outside terrace. It was getting a bit chilly in the evening, but nothing too bad. But no one was hanging out in here. I see that the terrace had some heaters, but they weren't turned on. But the night city views are just as good as the day views. And I would imagine during normal warmer seasons, there would be a lot more people here. Basically the same as the Thompson Hotel when I went there last August. Back to the bar, they had a collection of liquors and spirits, lots of Tennessee whiskey, but to be economical, I just had a tap local beer. But even then, that still cost $9. It's a fancy bar on a fancy hotel. What did you expect? The bartenders did hand out complimentary bar snacks, so that's awesome. Alright, here we are the next morning. As a Hyatt Discoverist, I did end up extending our checkout time to 2 p.m. so we can enjoy the stay just a little bit longer. We walked around Nashville Yards again. Relatively chilly morning. Not much video footage, but we ate breakfast at Milk and Honey at the Gulch. And then I also checked out the gym. This is a little bit bigger than the ones in Thompson, and it looks like it has everything you need. Treadmills, weights, machines. It also has a water cooler, towels, and some fresh apples. How neat. There's some construction outside, so I can imagine that in a few years it'd have more buildings on this view. Alright, I covered just about everything I had in this hotel, so as I show you the lobby one more time, here are my final thoughts. I think it's very comparable to the Thompson Hotel, which is also a Category 6. Objectively, the Grand Hyatt has more amenities and a better location if you want to do more things in downtown Nashville, but I would say the Thompson had more character and more quirky theming. Both are equally luxurious, so it depends on which vibe you prefer. The parking pass was a great addition for only $20 more, considering that the actual rate was $60. And lastly, I'm excited for the future of Nashville. Everything was so modern, so clean, and it felt very safe. And that is it for my hotel review. Do you guys want to see more Nashville hotel reviews? Let me know in the comments. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Peace.